Do you want to try frugal living, but you really want to see some everyday examples of what it looks like? Well, stick around for some frugal living examples from my everyday life that you can put into your life and supercharge your daily frugal living journey. Welcome, I'm Amy, and here at the Frugal Diaries, I give you tips and tools for frugal living, including some examples from everyday life that I really want to share with you. Let's get to it. First, get free stuff. Every single day, I try to find a way to get free stuff. And there are all kinds of ways you can do this, but one of my favorites is an app that I want to share with you called Fetch. If you have not tried Fetch, I'm going to leave a link in the description below with a code that you can use. You can sign up and get $2 free just for signing up. The way Fetch works is I do my regular shopping and then I scan the receipts from my shopping into the Fetch app. The Fetch app can also pick up receipts from online shopping through my email and through my Amazon account because I have those linked. And then I collect points, which gets me free stuff. I love to use my points to get fancy coffees on days when I don't choose to make it on my own. I know that you folks also love to get good deals and you love to get free stuff. Tell me, what is your favorite way to get free stuff? Do you use Fetch or do you use another similar app? Share them down below in the comments. Let's see if we can get even more free stuff. My second frugal living example for you is our Goldie Frugal Living Diaries for the day, and that is get enough sleep. Let's look at how Goldie enjoys her sleep today. Goldie knows that one of the biggest examples of frugal living is prioritizing getting enough sleep. That way, you can wake up and look really adorable and ask your human for more treats, especially if you're a senior dog and you especially love to sleep. Now, for humans, getting enough sleep seems like just a health choice, but it's actually a great example of frugal living because when you get enough sleep, not only can you ask your human for more treats if you're Goldie, but you can also have a functioning brain so that you resist impulse spending. You can think about and live by your true priorities. You can do all kinds of wonderful things that seem impossible when you don't get enough sleep. So let's all follow Goldie's excellent example today and get enough sleep. Number 3, follow your passion. Now, follow me as I go and show you my latest passion, the thing that I'm really interested in right now. I have just started studying the Korean language. I've been interested in it for some time, and I signed up for a class. It's online every Monday, and I know almost nothing, and I am excited beyond what I can describe. I'm absolutely over the moon. Now, if you're like me, you've spent all of your life thinking, I can't follow my passion, I can't follow my passion, it's not frugal, it's not frugal. But really, ask yourself, how frugal is it to not follow your passion? Sometimes we confuse passion with addiction to consumerism. They are not the same things. And when you follow your passion, I know, something just jumped into your head as I said that, as I started talking about my Korean class that I just started taking. You started thinking about something you're super excited about. There is a frugal way to follow that passion, and there is a way to incorporate that frugal passion into your frugal life. What is your passion that you need to follow, that you've been putting off, thinking to yourself, I can't, it's not frugal, I need to be not so indulgent. It's not indulgent to follow the things that your heart really calls to, so follow that passion. If you're getting value out of this video, would you give it a like and consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you'll get notified first of new videos, and consider making a contribution to the growth of the channel over at Buy Me a Coffee. Click the link in the description below and you can help support the Frugal Diaries as we continue to grow. Number 4, get organized. Now I want to take you into my kitchen because, as you will recall, in past videos when I have shown you my kitchen, it was not a thing of beauty. It was not a thing of organization. It was not a thing that I was particularly proud of. It sort of functioned, but only sort of. Well, over the last couple of weeks, I've had the opportunity to get in here and organize this space. And this is an example of how to live frugally. I found things that I had that I didn't know that I had. Let me show you. Here's where we now have the plates. And if you come up here with me, you can see that I discovered gluten-free flour. I discovered lots of different kinds of dried fruits. I discovered a gingerbread mix, and some pumpkin. I can make pumpkin pie already if I wanted. We were able to set up a baking and spices area so that all the things that we use most often can be used. And we now have a tea and snacks area. And my coffee area is now one of my favorite places. And look at this pantry. I don't have a whole lot of storage right now, but everything I have I can use. And I'm so happy with the way that this kitchen looks. And it is so different from how it looked just a couple of weeks ago. So if you're struggling on your frugal living journey and you want an example of something you could do today to really make your frugal life go, aha, I would suggest starting really small with something you can organize. And if it's right here in your kitchen, I think you're gonna love it. Now real quick while we're here, I wanna give you example number 5, which is don't buy stuff. You probably noticed this as I was showing you the kitchen tour just a second ago. You notice we've got 2 burners that don't work. This burner works, and this burner works, and I have an electric skillet and a toaster oven and a crock pot and all kinds of things. The oven works just fine, so I don't really feel the need to replace it. Now, if your great passion in life is cooking gourmet dinners for 10, then this is not going to be your solution. This is not going to be the thing that you don't buy. But I bet there's something that you have thought to yourself, can I get by without it? And the answer is probably, yeah, at least for a little while. So don't buy stuff. Number 6, buy stuff. I just said don't buy stuff. But I bet there's something that's been on your list for a while, and you've been checking the sales, and you've been researching the best products, and you've been thinking, oh, does this make me a bad person? You know what? I don't think it does. I want to share with you 2 things that we've recently bought in my household that make our lives so much better. I showed you our new rice cooker in a recent video, and it's so much fun to play with. It has a 4-cup capacity. It comes with its own paddle and a steamer basket, which somebody suggested that you should put sliced sweet potatoes or other vegetables in here when you're cooking your rice. It makes everything cook together and it's more delicious. This has a great feature, which is that you add the rice, and then you add the water up to the line for the number of cups that you used, and provide their own cup. It's the handiest thing ever, and we are just absolutely delighted. Now, another purchase that we recently made that we're very pleased with is our brand new air fryer. In doing some research, we discovered that you can use this to cook all kinds of foods that would ordinarily be cooked with a lot of oil. I have nothing against cooking in a lot of oil, but my kitchen back here is tiny. Absolutely tiny, and it's enclosed, and as soon as you start cooking with a lot of oil, the smell just gets everywhere and the grease gets everywhere and it stays for a really long time. And so this air fryer that we just got has been so exciting. The very first thing that we tried was making fried tofu cubes. They came out so delicious. We're really happy with it. Number 7, let your leftovers inspire new dishes. So yesterday I was going through my refrigerator and looking at my countertop, and I discovered that I have more onions than I need, a bunch of celery that's about to go off, and a bunch of peppers that I was gonna use to eat with dip that are also about to go off. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these, but they're not gonna last much longer. So I chopped them up and I put them in my big electric skillet with some oil, just that, no salt, no pepper, just the chopped up vegetables, cooked them down until they were pretty soft, and then I was like, what can I do with these? Well, my recent pantry reorganization revealed a box of stovetop stuffing that had been lurking there probably since last Thanksgiving, and I had been ignoring it or not seeing it. And I was like, I bet I could use a lot of these vegetables with this stovetop stuffing. So I made up the box of stovetop stuffing, and I took about half of all of these vegetables that I cooked, because there was a lot of them, and I mixed them into the stovetop stuffing. Oh my gosh, I cannot even tell you how delicious this was. I had some for breakfast again this morning. This was so good that it doesn't even feel to me like I was using up leftovers. It feels like a whole new dish. The other thing that this inspired me to do was to pull some black beans off of my pantry shelf and cook them up, inspired by the Venezuelan style black beans that I grew up eating. It was absolutely delicious and I enjoyed it so much. Now, I didn't just have onion, celery, and peppers. I also had an entire head of cabbage. So that went into the electric skillet, and I added in some Korean inspired flavors for this. So gochugaru, which is the red chili flakes, and some gochujang, which is the fermented chili paste, some sesame seeds, some sesame oil, some soy sauce. I mixed it all together, and I can eat this with rice, I can eat this with meat, I can eat this just by itself, straight out of the skillet if I want, because wow, was it good. So let your leftovers actually inspire you rather than be something dull. This is a great example of frugal living that is super fun and really tasty. I want to talk again about decluttering gradually. This has been a theme over the last several videos. I want to take you over to my office and I want to show you what it looks like today. I have been able to work at this office all week long. I have my latest YouTube book study purchase here. I have my Korean class textbook here, my work laptop, my home laptop, and now a very small and not nearly as intimidating pile of stuff. There's stuff on that pile still that needs some attention that I am avoiding, I will be honest. But this actually works as a space where I can get work done. And so I can sit here comfortably and talk to you. It works so well to do your decluttering gradually. It's just an everyday example of frugal living. You can see the satisfaction on my face. You can see the organization level here. It's just little by little, it gets better and better. Next is budget. I talk about budgeting here a whole lot. I use and love You Need a Budget. There's a link down below for 34 days free. I have used it for years. In recent years, my budget has had to be quite complicated and quite detailed, and I'm going through a downsizing of my budget these days. Not so much in terms of my level of income, but in terms of the level of complexity that I'm using on You Need a Budget. And You Need a Budget really does allow me to change up the level of complexity of my budget, and I love the flexibility of it. I'm still thinking through it. I am sort of decluttering my budget categories as I go through this, and every time I get out in nature or I think about something that I'm reorganizing or decluttering in my everyday life, I think about something that I can take out in my budget categories. I am really excited about this process, and if you have always thought that a budget has to be super complex, I would urge you to try You Need a Budget or go back into your favorite budgeting program that maybe you haven't looked at for a while. Use it and see if you can make it work for the life that you live right now, because budgeting is always your friend. Wherever you are on your frugal living journey, take the next step, whatever that next step is for you, and know that you are not alone. And I am so proud of you. Live frugally, change your life, and together we will change the world. I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye-bye.